Everyone's off on the set.
Yeah,
Okay.
testing 1, 2, 3. Give me your name of your organization, your title, and spell your name.
Marcellus Fry, Washington Gas, Vice President of Support Services, Marcellous, Frye.
Business card on?
Yes, I did.
My name is Diosa Woods, and I'm with the Diversity Contractors Council. We're here today to review a history of the Memorandum of Understanding and pay tribute to Commissioner Harold Williams and his involvement with the MOU. That good?
You were seeking my approval, a celebration of
Right.
sorts. So.
Okay, got it. My name is Diosa Woods. I'm with the Diversity Contractors Council, and we're here today for a brief overview of the history of the Memorandum of Understanding. That's such a mouthful.
We need this one.
Okay. I need to speak more slowly in that part because that's a tongue twister. Oh, I'll watch our time.
Okay. And if we can have this gentleman just sit here.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. How about, right there. Only thing is I can see you in the,
okay.
you might be safe there. Let me see.
Oh, the glass. That's what I
Yeah, I
thought.
can see.
You know what, let me stand over here.
Right. Okay. Okay, good.
Okay. Oh, and that's why I thought maybe that wall might work better. The plant. We're here for a brief. We're here to gather a historical overview. My name is Diosa Woods. I'm with the Diversity Contractors Council, and we're here today at the Maryland Public Service Commission to gather a brief historical overview of the history of the Memorandum of Understanding and pay tribute to Commissioner Harold Williams for his great involvement.
Absolutely.
My name is Diosa Woods, and I'm with the Diversity Contractors Council. We're here today at the Maryland Public Service Commission to gather,
That's okay.
forgot what I was going to say, to...
5, 4, 3.
My name is Diosa Woods. I'm with the Diversity Contractors Council. I'm here to present a brief historical overview of the memorandum. What?
Just not traffic.
My name is Diosa Woods, and I'm with the Diversity Contractors Council. We're here today at the Maryland Public Service Commission to present a brief historical overview of the history of the Memorandum of Understanding and to pay tribute to Commissioner Harold Williams for his great involvement.
That was excellent. Security.
Okay,
Do one more time.
one more. My name is Diosa Woods. I'm with the Diversity Contractors Council, and we're here today at the Maryland Public Service Commission to present a brief historical overview of the history of the Memorandum of Understanding, and also to pay tribute to Commissioner Harold Williams for his great involvement in making it what it is today.
I think the last one.
Commissioner Williams, could you give us a brief historical overview on the history of the MOU and why you feel that it's important to the Maryland Public Service Commission to have the MOU and to have diversity contracting?
Yes, from a historical perspective, back in 1992, then Delegate Elijah Cummings, who is presently the congressional representative for the 7th District here in Maryland, and Delegate Pete Rawlings presented a bill, 1197, which would open the doors up for women and minorities contractors within the state of Maryland. And the purpose of it was to have them to gain access into the utilities and be able to provide products and services to the utilities within the state. And as far as the importance of why the MOU is important to the PSC, we signed a MOU back in 1993 based on the public law, or the law 1197, and we felt within ourselves that we needed to strengthen that particular MOU, which we signed in '93, and in 2009 we signed a MOU with 18 utilities, and with the goal of 25% to in order for the utilities to be able to open up the doors and again provide access for women, minorities, and added on to that would be the disabled service veterans.
What are your future goals? What would you like to accomplish moving forward with this MOU? What would you like to accomplish for the Maryland Public Service Commission?
As I stated earlier, we presently have 18 utilities that are signatories to the MOU, and it is understood that there were 32 utilities that were able to sign the MOU based on having revenues of $10 million or more. It would be my thought that we would be able to add the other 12 utilities to the MOU and continually opening the doors to allow women, minorities, and disabled service veterans to gain access into the utilities themselves. Further, we have found, because of my involvement with the Utility Marketplace Access, which is a subcommittee of NARUC, National Association of Regulatory Utility Commissioners, we are getting the word out to the other states within the United States that this is a good thing, that the commissions around the country should consider signing an MOU with the utilities and opening the doors up again. I continue to say opening the doors, but that's basically what it is. You want to?
Commissioner, what are your future goals for the MOU? What would you like to accomplish for the Maryland Public Service Commission moving forward?
Presently, we have 18 companies, utilities, here in Maryland that have actually signed the MOU. I would really like to see the other 14. There are 32 utilities that meet the criteria of having $10 million in revenues, and in that case, I would like to see all of the utilities to be a signature of the MOU itself. Presently, I chair the Utility Market Access Committee with NARUC, the National Association of Regulatory Commissioners, and we are actively trying to promote the MOU throughout the country, that other states will end up signing MOUs and continually providing access for women, minorities, and disabled service veterans to gain access. And finally, because, nothing is forever. I don't know how long my stay will be here with the Maryland Public Service Commission, but I would like to see that this MOU would be put into some sort of regulations to institutionalize this whole process throughout the state of Maryland, regardless of whether I'm here or other commissioners that are presently here at the commission, that this will be a thing that will go on to provide an opportunity for that segment of the population to gain some access to the utilities.
I wasn't wrong, okay.
Why is it important for you to have the MOU in place, and what's your personal connection to it?
Well, when I think about my time in business, per se, working with various corporations such as Amtrak and Baltimore Gas and Electric and all, during that particular period in my life, it was, I worked in purchasing, and and I saw the inadequacies or whatever that the women minority and now the disabled service veterans are actually facing, not being able to get into the doors of the utilities and corporate America. And for some reason, I just started working towards that end to make a difference in the lives of these companies, and hopefully that they will end up being able to get a piece of the American pie. None of the utilities out here, they should know that this segment of the population, they're not asking for a handout or anything. They're asking to be able to bid on the contracts. And if they get that opportunity, then the utilities win, the ratepayers win, everyone wins, because the fact is that they are providing a quality product and service at a affordable price. So, that's been my thought and my aspirations as I've gone through my life. So I don't know whether that.
That's wonderful. I think you've done a lot of great things.
Yeah.
Chairman Isnera, why is the MOU and diversity contracting important to the Public Service Commission?
Well, it's important to us, particularly at a time where utility companies are going to be investing more and more in infrastructure, that all businesses have the opportunity to participate and to grow and to be a part of that. And so was important to us and important to the companies we regulate to memorialize that priority and to get that down so that everybody could focus on it as we move forward.
As chairman of the Public Service Commission, could you give us some perspective on changes you've seen regarding compliance with the MOU?
Just cut right there for me. Cut right there. You're doing good.
Okay.
I'm just making sure that everything's on tap here. Okay, Mr. Commissioner, now you can come close to the table.
Closer still?
No, you good.
Okay.
Okay, I'll choose the look that I like. Let's go from here. 5, 4, 3.
As chairman of the Public Service Commission, could you give us some perspective on changes you've seen regarding compliance with the MOU?
Well, the single biggest change is the number of companies and the breadth of companies who are now not only participants, but who are focused on it. We had 6 companies who signed an earlier MOU back in the early 1990s. We're now up to 18 or 19 companies. They cross all of the industries we regulate. And a lot of those companies had never even tracked supplier diversity before, let alone had goals and worked toward increasing their participation. So that's the biggest change. And even beyond that, it's the focus and the fact that supplier diversity is now a priority item for all these companies that I think is the biggest change. It's more of a cultural change than a compliance change, but an important one in our view.
How has Commissioner Williams been instrumental or played a key role with his involvement in the MOU?
Well, Commissioner Williams brings not only his years of experience in the procurement world and working for BGE, but he, more than anything, brings this incredible passion for the opportunity that this MOU and again the focus that everybody's putting on supplier diversity, on the opportunities that creates for all kinds of businesses in our state and across the country. And we've seen not only his inspiration work here, but take root in other states and across the country. That was easy.
If you don't mind, can we just do a take 2 just for,
Just to be safe.
just to be safe?
Oh, I got to remember all that.
What you said, which one? All of them? All 3 questions?
I'm sorry.
Or we're just asking?
If you could just come a little closer.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, that should be good.
Has the MOU affected the corporate culture and procurement within Washington Gas?
Well, first, I want to congratulate and thank Commissioner Williams for his efforts in spearheading the whole supplier diversity initiative, specifically with the creation of the Memorandum of Understanding. Because, see, at Washington Gas, we not only embraced, but we welcomed the, oh, can I start over?
Oh, sure.
All right, good.
Watch your hand, too.
Oh, okay, yeah, let me,
You
all right.
can move it, just
Okay,
not-
all right, now, all right. Okay, let's do that again.
Okay, all right. Marcellus, how has the MOU affected the corporate culture and procurement within Washington Gas?
Well, first of all, Washington Gas would like to thank Commissioner Williams for his efforts in spearheading the whole supplier diversity initiative, specifically with the creation of the Memorandum of Understanding. Because, see, Washington Gas not only signed the MOU, but we welcome and embrace the challenge to reach a goal of 25% within a 5-year period. And with Commissioner Williams' support, I think we're well on track. For example, we're building a LEED certified Springfield Center office and industrial building. That's a $74 million project. Now, out of that $74 million, 30% is targeted to certified diverse companies. And so we're well on our way. And see, at Washington Gas, supplier diversity is not only a primary goal and top priority, but it's part of our culture. We make it part of our culture. And so we embrace the challenge, and we welcome and thank Commissioner Williams for his efforts.
Good.
Okay, is that it?
The clip. You already got,
Yeah, I did it.
yeah, you can edit it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right, we'll do it one more time.
Marcellus, how has the MOU affected procurement and the corporate culture of Washington Gas?
Well, first, we want to thank, Washington Gas would like to thank Commissioner Williams and his efforts to spearhead supplier diversity, specifically with the creation of the Memorandum of Understanding. Because, see, Washington Gas not only signed the MOU, but we welcomed and we embraced the challenge to reach 5 years, within 5 years, a 25% goal to diverse suppliers. And with Commissioner Williams' support, we're well on our way. For example, we have a Springfield, yeah, you know what, we'll go with the first.
2012 Administrative Meeting of the Maryland Public Service Commission. Before we start down the agenda, I want to mention two serious departures our agency is suffering effective this week, which may be old news to some of you, but they're worth mentioning. First of all, Jim Boone, who is our Deputy Engineering Director, is going to Pepco. I guess to PHI, I'm not sure officially which company, but he's going to shorten his commute and, let's just say, enhance his compensation. It's a pretty unbeatable combination by working in their NERC compliance division, which will be a great opportunity for him to use his legal and his engineering skills both. Those of you in the room who have participated in the last year or so's work on reliability know how critical he was to getting through those regs and that process. And we are going to miss him terribly, but at least we'll know that we've gotten all those regulations adopted, and we wish him all.
This is the end, so I was going to.
No, we're going to do it now. This is Greg Carmein's last administrative meeting. Greg was during the first Schaefer administration, the George H.W. Bush administration. It was the year that the earthquake interrupted the World Series. We were trying to figure out. But anyway, Greg has been, not only our executive director, but our friend and confidant and advisor. He reached his 30 years a couple of years ago and still continues to not only lead our critically helpful to the Eastern Interconnection States Planning Council work. He's an important organization. As more and more of the states around here are restructured and the role of the wholesale electricity market rates and impact that electricity prices have on people, obviously becomes to lose Greg, which I'm not, just for the record, we're not happy with. But if we have to lose him, that's a perfect place for him to go. And we wish him all the best in our self.
Serving you in my capacity as a wholesale market advisor.
All right.
I know you have a polling manager.
Yeah. And with all
Item number 8. Item number 1, BDL 8, BDA, sponsored by Barricade, certain local service, operator assistance charges, SBC long distance, EPDA, SBC long distance, BDA, ATP long distance, by Barricade, company proposed to use.
You wanted to leave so quick.
Well,
But it's fine.
well, we just need a B-roll shot.
Right.
We don't really need to talk it. 5432.
Mr. Tucker, how has the Memorandum of Understanding affected or changed your business?
In a profound way. Before the Memorandum of Understanding, it was very difficult to break into the utility business. We've been in business for about 15 years. And we did run into a few walls and just couldn't penetrate that market. But after the Memorandum of Understanding, thanks to Commissioner Williams and his support, we've been able to not only become a prime contractor, but some of the prime contractors that we used to subcontract for, they're actually subcontracting for us now.
Do I need to sit over there? Because I feel like
No.
if you want to look.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Mr. Tucker, how has the memorandum of understanding changed your business?
Drastically. Prior to the memorandum of understanding, it's very difficult as a contractor with 15 years experience to break into the utility market. After the memorandum of understanding came out with the support of Commissioner Williams, not only did we participate, we became a prime, and as a result of that, we were just recently selected Prime Contractor of the Year. We do gas work, electric work, traffic control. Some of the other primes that we once subcontracted for are now actually subcontracting for us so that we can now have the capacity to do larger volumes of work. So it's been a very, very beneficial occurrence.
Thank you.
Okay, anything else?
No.
That's the
No.
Can we do that one more time?
You can do it 3 more times because I'm still not relaxed enough.
Listen, everything you said was great. But in the midst of what you're saying, I want you to give
A special
a
thanks.
shameless plug, a special thanks to
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Mr. Tucker, how has the memorandum of understanding changed your business?
Drastically. If it wasn't for the unyielding support of Commissioner Williams, we would not be in the position that we are in today. We're a prime contractor today. In fact, some of the prime contractors that we used to subcontract for are now subcontracting for us, so we're able to get into some larger markets. But because of his wonderful support and unyielding advice and guidance, we're now the prime contractor that we've dreamed of being.
We're now the prime,
Contractor that
we need to be, could you just say that again? Somebody just walked past you.
we're now the contractor that we aspire to.
Okay, one more time.
We're now the contractor that we've always dreamed of becoming.
bingo.
Bingo. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Mr. Tucker, how has the memorandum of understanding changed your business?
Drastically. Because of the unyielding passion and drive of Commissioner Williams, we're now the prime contractor we've always dreamed of becoming. We're in all kinds of markets, gas, power. We have prime contractors that we once subcontracted for, now subcontracting for us so that we can have the capacity. But because of his vision and his persistence, we've actually reached the levels that we've always dreamed of reaching, and it wasn't available before. We've tried many times, and because of his unyielding support, we're now a prime contractor. In fact, he's helping us to enter into other opportunities and avenues across the country because of his dedication and strong support for the memorandum of understanding.
Because of his.
Because of his strong support of the memorandum of understanding, we're now able to enter into markets not only locally, but regionally and nationally. Thank you, Commissioner Williams.
Bingo.
Perfect.
You think?
5, 4, 3, 2.
You're gonna watch me.
I got you.
What has the memorandum of understanding done for our disabled veterans today?
Well, including disabled veterans in the memorandum of understanding is,
Take 2.
okay,
Starting.
I'm talking to you.
Oh, look, you
Gotcha.
bullseye right here.
I don't need you,
King
Gus.
Why don't you let us memorandum of understanding done for our disabled veterans?
Well, including disabled veterans in a memorandum has been a game changer, and it's really leveled the playing field because, in the end, any small business really wants the opportunity to fairly compete, and the memorandum has opened some doors. So doors that have been closed in the past are now opened. Our service-disabled veterans have lagged behind our minority businesses and our women-owned businesses in taking advantage of opportunities. But at the Service Disabled Veteran Association, we are now committed to help these young men and women who have paid a big price in service to our nation. I want to give some special thanks
I want to give some special thanks.
I want to give some special thanks to some people that have really been supporting us. Certainly the Public Service Commission staff, and certainly Chairman Nazarian, Commissioner Williams, and Commissioner Brennan for their leadership. They have been instrumental in orchestrating and leading this whole initiative. Also like to thank the Governor O'Malley, and Lieutenant Governor Brown. They are tremendous supporters of veterans, and behind the scenes, they've always been encouraging everybody in the state to do what they can to help the veterans. Special thanks to the people you don't hear too much about that do all the work at the utilities, are the supplier diversity staff. We have Frank Kelly, Rhonda Mencarini, we have Joan Harrison, and others. And they are really the ones that are driving this initiative and helping. And this is the first time, I think, where we have inside support inside the organizations, and we have the senior leaders in the utilities who have really embraced the program. A final thanks. I'd like to thank Wayne and Pat Frazier. I'd like to thank Ken Clark and the other diversity organizations. They have really supported us and been great friends, and we really appreciate it, and they've been very helpful. Thank you.
Bingo.
Very good.
That's it? Nobody else, right? 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hi, I'm Rod Willis reporting for News ULM. News ULM is a weekly news magazine that covers issues from Mondawmin Mall to the state capitol in Annapolis, from Western Maryland to the U.S. Capitol. Stay tuned for News ULM as we celebrate diversity throughout the Maryland region.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Diosa Woods. I'm sorry, I have to run through it once before we do this. Reporting for News ULM. Hi, I'm Diosa Woods. News ULM, that's, all right. Hi, I'm Diosa Woods, reporting for News ULM. Reporting on minority diversity issues throughout the Baltimore-Washington region. Watch for me every Sunday on News ULM.
That's it.
Hi, I'm Diosa Woods, reporting for News ULM, reporting on diversity and minority issues throughout the Baltimore-Washington region. Watch for me every Sunday on News ULM.
I like that.
Good. Hello, I'm Diosa Woods with the Diversity Contractors Council. I'm here today at the Maryland Public Service Commission.
Take 2.
Yep.
It wasn't your fault. Somebody walked. Okay.
Okay, I have to think about what I was going to say. Oh, let me wait. Hi, I'm Diosa Woods with the Diversity Contractors Council. I'm here today at the Maryland Public Service Commission for a brief overview of the history of the MOU and to pay tribute to Commissioner Harold Williams.
Take 2.
Yes, I need to do that again. To pay a special tribute to Commissioner Harold Williams. Okay. Should we wait on this elevator?
Yeah.
It's awfully loud.
5, 4, 3.
Hi, I'm Diosa Woods with the Diversity Contractors Council. I'm here today at the Maryland Public Service Commission to pay a special tribute to Commissioner Harold Williams. Or should I do the history of the MOU?
No, that's fine.
Yes? The history of supplier diversity programs in Maryland. Oh, I need to talk right into the mic. Okay. The history of supplier diversity programs in Maryland. During 1992, Take 2. This is not well worded.
Okay.
The history of supplier diversity programs in Maryland. During the 1992 session of Maryland General Assembly, delegates Howard Rawlings and Elijah Cummings sponsored House Bill 1197, which proposed to establish a Women and Minority Business Enterprise program within the Public Service Commission. House Bill 1197 would have required every major public service company to submit to to the Commission a detailed and verifiable plan for increasing women and minority business enterprise procurement contracts with respect to equipment, supplies, services, materials, technology, and construction work. Commission and Utilities engaged in a collaborative process resulting in the 1993.
Commission and
Okay. Should we go in there where it's not all this background noise?
Yeah, we can.
Because it's
5, 4, 3.
History of Supplier Diversity Programs in Maryland. During the 1992 session of the Maryland General Assembly, Delegates Howard Rawlings and Delegate Elijah Cummings sponsored House Bill 1197, which proposed to establish a Women and Minority Business Enterprise Program within the Public Service Commission. House Bill 1197 would have required every major public service company to submit to the Commission a detailed and verifiable plan for increasing women and minority business enterprise procurement contracts with respect to equipment, supplies, services, materials, technology, and construction work. Commission and Utilities engaged in a collaborative process, resulting in the 1993 Memorandum of Understanding signed by the state's 4 investor-owned utilities. The incumbent
Sorry, they coming.
Commission and Utilities engaged in a collaborative process resulting in the 1993 Memorandum of Understandings signed by the state's 4 investor-owned utilities. The incumbent phone provider, the largest gas company, and the largest gas company, jeez.
Don't come.
The incumbent phone provider and the largest gas company, 6 total. That's not even worded right. Okay. Commission and Utilities engaged in a collaborative process resulting in the 1993 Memorandum of Understandings signed by the state's 4 investor-owned utilities, the incumbent phone provider, and 6 of the largest gas companies. Pursuant to these MOUs, the 6 utilities were required to file annual reports outlining the prior year's spending with diverse suppliers as well as each company's plans for spending for the upcoming year. The utilities met informally with the Commission to review their progress and receive feedback on their plans.
Commissions met for, say it again.
The utilities met informally with the Commission to review their progress and receive feedback on their plans. While the 1993 MOUs were a step in the right direction, they lacked specific goals as well as a uniform reporting system. This led to reporting anomalies and a lack of consistency, and were unhelpful in determining what, if any, progress the utilities were actually making. You know, I wonder, could I read that on camera?
Well, you want me to hold it for you? No.
During the 1992 session for the Maryland General Assembly, Delegates Howard Rawlings, not loud enough, okay. During the 1992 session of the Maryland General Assembly, Delegates Howard Rawlings and Elijah Cummings sponsored House Bill 1197, which proposed to establish Women and Minority Business Enterprise Program within the Public Service Commission. Let me redo that. All right, take 2. The history of supplier diversity programs in Maryland. During the 1992 session of the During the 1992 session of the Maryland General Assembly, Delegate Howard Rawlings and Elijah Cummings sponsored House Bill. Delegate Howard Rawlings, Elijah Cummings. Okay. During the 1992 session of the Maryland General Assembly, Delegate Howard Rawlings and Elijah Cummings sponsored House Bill 1197, which proposed to establish Women and Minority Business Enterprise Program within the Public Service Commission. House Bill 1197 would have required every major public service company to submit to the Commission a detailed and verifiable plan for increasing women.
Hey, stop.
Yeah, I stuttered. Okay.
This week, first take, first paragraph.
Oh, that's not off. Okay.
First take, first paragraph.
During the 1992 session of the Maryland General Assembly, Delegate Howard Rawlings and Delegate Elijah Cummings sponsored House Bill 1197. This proposed to establish a Women and Minority Business Enterprise Program within the Public Service Commission. House Bill 1197 would have required every major public service company to submit to the Commission a detailed and verifiable plan for increasing women and minority business enterprise procurement contracts in respect to equipment, services, supplies, materials, technology, and construction work.
Okay. Second paragraph, right?
Yeah, should I do that one again, though?
Oh, you already did this? No, I think
That was okay? All right.
Second paragraph, take one.
Commission and utilities engaged in a collaborative process, resulting in the 1993 Memorandum of Understanding signed by the state's four investor-owned utilities. Let's try that again. The incumbent phone provider and send. Hold on. Wherever it should be. Commission and utilities engaged in a collaborative process, resulting in the 1993 Memorandum of Understanding signed by the state's four investor-owned utilities, the incumbent phone provider, and the largest gas company, for a total of 6 signees. Pursuant to these MOUs, the 6 utilities were required to file annual reports outlining the prior year spending with diverse suppliers, as well as each company's plans for spending for the upcoming year. The utilities met informally with the Commission to review their processes and receive.
Okay, I'll tell you, let's
do that last one again.
let's-
The Commission and utilities engaged in a collaborative process, resulting in the 1993 Memorandum of Understanding signed by the state's 4 investor-owned utilities, the incumbent phone provider, and the largest gas company, for a total of 6 signees. Pursuant to the MOU, these 6 utilities were required to file annual reports outlining the prior year spending, as well as each company's plans for spending in the upcoming year. The utilities met informally with the
There's a little
Commission.
stumble there.
Okay, let's try the third paragraph again. Pursuant to this MOU, pursuant to these MOUs, Pursuant to these MOUs, these 6 utilities were required to file annual reports outlining the prior year's spending with diverse suppliers, as well as each company's plans for spending the upcoming year. The utilities met informally with the Commission to review their progress and receive feedback on their plans. While the 1993 MOUs were a step in the right direction, they lacked specific goals, as well as uniform reporting system. This led to reporting anomalies and a lack of consistency, and were unhelpful in determining what, if any, progress the utilities were actually making. In July of 2008, the Maryland Public Service Commission
July.
I'm sorry. In July of 2008, the Maryland Public... Okay.
In July.
Okay. In July of 2008, the Maryland Public Service Commission convened its first annual Utility Supplier Diversity Public Conference, at which the members of the utilities, governmental agencies, and commission staff and other interested parties reviewed the information presented by the 6 utilities and examined best practices from utilities in other states, notably California. Okay. In July of 2008, the Maryland Public Service Commission convened its first annual Utility Supplier Diversity Public Conference, at which members of the utilities, governmental agencies, commission staff, and other interested parties reviewed the information presented by the 6 utilities and examined best practices from utilities in other states, notably California. Commissioner Harold Williams has taken this MOU to where it is today, progressing it to a level which has opened the doors for Public Service Commission to promote diversity throughout the utility industry. Something like that. That was off the top of my head.
Last take.
Okay, that last part. Okay. Commissioner Harold Williams has...
In July.
Oh, okay, in July. In July of 2008, the Maryland Public Service Commission convened its first annual Utility Supplier Diversity Public Conference, at which members of the utilities, governmental agencies, commission staff, and other interested parties reviewed the information presented by the 6 utilities and examined best practices from utilities in other states, notably California. Commissioner Harold Williams has taken the MOU to the level at which it is today, opening the doors for diverse supplier contracting throughout Maryland. Yes?